Yeah. Anyway, listen, we know you're taking the mickey. We know that. We know you don't mean it. Jonathan, good luck with Brit Pop Awards.
Thank you very much. Hopefully it'll give the industry something to be proud of. That's what I'd really like, the whole industry. Whether I like the music or not, I hope they have something to be proud of in the awards.
Gary and Martin, have a good tour, eh?
Thanks very much.
Back amongst your biggest fans.
No, thanks very much.
Cheers.
Great. Now, let's find out about the weather with Ulrika.
Thanks, Lorraine, and a good morning to you. Yes, well, if you haven't got the message by now, I think today looks set to be more of a spring-like day rather than winter. But as you can see, Scotland not avoiding those sleet and snow showers this morning, adding to the snow that's already lying on the hills. As you can see, though, for the rest of Britain, almost, with only one exception. Have you spotted it? Yes, it's down there in the southwest. Quite cloudy there this morning. It should clear away for a little while, making it quite nice and bright for just a short while. But as you can see, dry, fine and sunny conditions. Very cold with a lot of frost in many places. This afternoon, staying fine, dry and sunny in most places. As you can see, temperatures reaching a high of 8 Celsius down there in the south. That's 46 Fahrenheit. Only around 5 in the north because of those wintry showers over Scotland. They should eventually die out, though, throughout the afternoon. Still rather cloudy, though, in the southwest of England. That will lead to rain later on this evening. And in fact, this evening you'll see how that cloud and rain spreads across the country, eventually leading to the central parts. But it should be quite dry, clear and frosty in the east. Just a quick outlook. Well, it's going to be a little bit of cloud and rain in some parts crossing the country, but staying reasonably mild and bright in the central parts. I'm here on Sunday, of course, at 6 o'clock. Lorraine.
Ulrika, thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you on Sunday at 6 o'clock, up bright and early. Now then, Kathy Taylor's joined us to tell us all about what's on after 9. It's Star Day today, isn't it?
That's right, Lorraine. Russell Grant is with us, and first of all, he'll be giving us all our sun signs for next week. And then after that, something that is usually very popular, we're looking at compatibility of signs, which means which sun sign, say I as Aries, would go best with. So I'm going to find out whether I really do get on as well with my husband as I thought I did.
That's a good one.
That's with Russell.
So it'll be a tension-filled after 9 then.
Yes, it will be.
OK, watch Kathy and Russell on After 9. Right now, it's 9 o'clock. Let's get the latest news headlines from Lisa Aziz. Good morning to Lisa.
Hello, good morning. Staff at the nuclear processing plant Sellafield want urgent action to revise safe limits of radiation exposure. They're deeply concerned by the findings of a report linking cancer in children with fathers who work there. The Imperial Cancer Research Fund has said men considering a family should think very carefully about working in the nuclear industry. According to reports just in from Paris, Transmanche Link, the French contractor building the Channel Tunnel, is to sue its British counterpart Eurotunnel for £60 million. The case comes after a dispute this week over finance and management changes. The government's controversial scheme for student loans to top up grants was passed through the Commons this morning. Yesterday, more than 20,000 students gathered in London calling on the government to scrap the plans. President Bush has said the United States and the 3 cocaine-producing nations of South America have created the world's first anti-drug cartel. It follows the one-day drug summit with the presidents of Colombia, Peru and Bolivia. The Governor of the Falkland Islands, Mr. William Fullerton, has warmly welcomed the restoration of full diplomatic ties between Britain and Argentina. During the 2-day talks, Britain agreed to lift the 150-mile military protection zone from around the islands. The Australian Prime Minister Bob Hawke has called a general election for March the 24th. He's bidding for a record 4th consecutive term in office, and recent polls show his party is just ahead of its rivals. In America, the mayor of Washington, Marion Berry, has been charged with 8 drug-related offences. If convicted on all counts, he could face 20 years in jail. And finally, a marina complex in San Francisco is having big problems with unwanted guests. But there's little anyone can do to move the sea lions, which weigh 800 pounds each. They've been attracted by nearby schools of herring and the chance to sunbathe. And that's all from TVAM News for this morning. Now back to Kathy with After 9.
Thanks very much, Lisa. Yes, I'm Kathy Taylor, and I'd like to welcome you to the last After 9 show before half-term. Next week, it's Whack-A-Day for the children, as most children are off on half-term as well. We'll be off, but we will be back again a week on Monday, and I hope you'll join us again then. Russell is here this morning. In a moment, he'll be giving us our sun signs for next week, and later on, he'll be telling us who goes best with who for a long and loving life together. Which signs are you most compatible with? We'll find out a little later on. Right, now it's time to find out how Russell is. Good morning, Russell.
How are you, darling?
You're looking wonderful in your after 9 birthday present.
Yes, the birthday present is on, and I don't usually wear black, as you know, but like good diamonds are at their best behind black velvet, so I thought a decent dicky is at its best on a black shirt. So what do you think, gang?
It's beautiful.
Nice, isn't it?
It looks lovely. Talking of birthday presents, I've something else I have to show you before we go any further, Russell. Last week you wore the birthday present your mother had knitted for you,
yes.
your bobble hat.
Wonderful.
Well, David Waite from our publicist, from our press office, who was going through all the birthday photos that are sent in for the birthday spot at 7:20 on Good Morning Britain, saw a picture that he thought was a sort of look-alike to you. Don't you think that's wonderful? It's Christian Bateman from Bristol. He's going to be 1 year old on Wednesday the 28th of February. He's not even 1 yet, Russell. He's sporting his Bristol Rovers hat, and we just couldn't resist it. I mean, thanks to David Waite for picking up on that, but isn't that wonderful?
Spot the astrologer. Yes. I know, absolutely. I must say to everyone, by the way, Hereford United won. They beat one of the Vars favourites, Bashley, 2-1 as forecast, and now there's an all-Middlesex derby against Yeading in the quarter-finals.
That's good to know, Russell.
I'm thrilled. I knew you'd be pleased.
I'm thrilled that you're going to read us another poem today.
I am going to read us another poem. I mean, I love this one. Mind you, I love them all, but this one is particularly good. And it's called Gossip by Sheila Symes, or Sims, S-Y-M-E-S? Symes. Sheila Symes from Langport in Somerset, my dear. Muchelney, Thorney, Langport in Somerset. Gossip by Sheila Symes. Hello, my dear, and how are you? Oh, what a dreadful day. Oh, I've not seen you for ages. Oh, there's such a lot to say. You remember my good friend Mrs. T? Well, she's just had a hysterectomy. Did you know, young Mrs. Lake? Well, she stood on the garden rake. Oh, that's her excuse for the black eye. Now her husband's left her, and we don't know why. Now, our new neighbours down the street certainly keep their garden neat. Oh, but Mrs. Hobbs, who does for them, says she can't remember when they last cleaned their bath. All front show, it makes you laugh. And now, how's your husband? Oh, that's sad. My poor Jackie's back's been bad. He stooped to pick up that little Ben, then found he couldn't get up again. Look, solid he was. He looked so funny. His head hanging down below his tummy. Thankfully, he's better now. Oh, you remember our Vera, little cow, went and got herself into trouble. I sent her packing on the double. Well, my dear, I better run or I'll never get my shopping done. I have enjoyed our little chat. Next time, I'll let you answer back.
Russell, that's wonderful. What a wonderful poem. Sheila Symes from Somerset. Russell, beautifully read, I must say.
I'm worried about Vera. She's got herself into trouble. Gotta give us a buzz, love. Into the stars, shall we?
Why not, Russell?
Now, the sun has got his romantic hat on from Sunday when he slips into Pisces at 10:14 p.m. So for this year, babies born before that time are wee water carriers, and afterwards, they're artistic fishes. Now, just before this solar change around occurs, Saturday, Mars conjuncts Neptune. Positively, this energizes artistic and psychic abilities, but beware of illusion, delusion or fantasy.